Welcome back to Intoxicated Opinions. Today, we talking about
Feelings.
feelings.
Yeah. Are they valid? Are feelings a way to be?
Snacking right in the middle of the video.
I know that's so.
I got on you that one day.
Are feelings a way to be socially accepted, or are feelings more so fact based?
First of all, have you seen Inside Out?
Cartoon?
Yeah, it's on Disney.
It's been years.
Inside Out 2 just came out.
I didn't see that.
It's about feelings. And I really think this might be true, at least for some people that are very emotional. The feelings were inside the little girl's head, and they would take turns taking control of the reins of the little girl's thoughts and real feelings. And the little girl just reacted to how those feelings, the buttons the feelings were pressing. Some people I don't think can control their feelings. One. So to suggest that feelings are logic-based, for some people, that'll never be the case.
I'm not saying that.
Two, I'm probably one of the worst people to ask that conversation. I've been told I only feel happy or angry. That's pretty much the range of my feelings.
I guess what I feel like, what I believe is that people often use feelings to justify a nonsensical argument.
Nonsensical?
Yeah. So something that doesn't really make sense or something that's not fact based to make them feel right.
Justified in what they're saying.
Yes.
It's like, we used to play Magic the Gathering. We had those interrupts. It's kind of like an interrupt card. Hey, here's the logic. I'm laying it out. 1, 2, 3. You're like, oh, but I feel.
There were instances.
Yeah.
And
then you throw that out there, and then it's supposed to be like, but that doesn't matter because I feel this way.
Right. Because I also often think that people don't really care until it's popularized. Till a lot of people feel that way.
Give me an example. You got one that comes to mind?
We could take the deportation thing.
Okay.
Now that it's popularized, people will feel bad. They'll say they feel bad. But I'm like, do you really feel bad, or are you saying that because it's popularized? Are you saying that to make you feel better as a person?
Because you probably don't get two shits. You probably forget about it when you go home.
Or you then neglected that this didn't happen 10, 12 years ago and you didn't bat an eye.
When the deporter-in-chief was in office, huh?
Just saying. Or you have things that you could probably do to help those people, but you don't do them because what's your reason?
Oh, you don't want to pay for them to get a visa
or help them. Open a fund, promote it. Promote legal ways to go about getting their citizenship.
They just want to comment on Facebook.
Yeah, or say that I feel bad for them. I feel sorry. They shouldn't be going through this.
So,
but then you could bring up an argument like, if I get pulled over, are you going to pay for my ticket? Are you going to feel bad that I went to jail because I got pulled over and I had a suspended license? I was on a DUI.
No.
Do we get upset then? Like, what rules do we get upset that are when the laws are broken?
Here's the thing. At a base level, I feel the people that state they feel sad or they have any feelings towards deportation of illegal immigrants, they think the law itself should be changed. Okay, that's fine, but it's not now. Logically,
what law should be changed?
How that it's just an open country. Anyone can come. Citizenship isn't a thing.
But that's not how anybody does it.
I know. I know.
And then you have to have a logical explanation of why people should rally behind this other than because
say we're all immigrants.
We've had this example when it comes to the alphabet community, where if you go too long without no rules, people just start making up rules and they push an agenda that's not conducive to society.
Right.
So a lot of people who have these feelings that they feel sorry for certain individuals don't feel sorry for other individuals. So if you feel sorry for these individuals getting deported, why don't you feel the same way when people identify as other things?
You know, I went through a lot of. I can agree. I am very shallow on most feeling radars or charts or however you measure someone's ability to feel this many different things. I'm pretty shallow. Here's why. I don't need. I had a lot of negative feelings as a kid growing up, especially being locked up. I went to overseas. I seen how bad things could be and dealt with all those feelings of, man, this is crazy. Now that I'm back over here in America, my perspective is so much different. People are upset that they got their order wrong at Starbucks, or people are upset that whatever, name a million different things that happens in their lives. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm happy to be alive. And so for you to have feelings that arise from some small inconvenience in your life just doesn't relate to me.
That's a different way to look at it. Because while I'm on the opposite end of that, you're entitled to feel any type of way that you want.
Right.
Doesn't mean that the next person has to accept that or be okay with that. But you're entitled to those feelings.
But how does that work out in a real life situation?
Because you can feel like you're upset, or you can feel like you're depressed, or you can feel like those are your feelings to have.
But if I have feelings and I express them, I'm expecting you to change because of how I express.
You can't. You can't expect me to validate your feelings. You can't expect me to believe that your feelings are right. Because you can feel some type of way and I feel a totally different way. Me personally, as African American person, let's make this race. As an African American person, when people be like, I feel bad for black people or feel bad for what y'all went through, in my mind, I'm like, no, you don't. And if you really felt bad, then what are you doing to justify or reconcile those feelings? I'm more of an action-based person. Because you can say you feel bad, but you don't know what those people went through. You don't know what I go through as a person, a black person. So to say that you feel or that you sympathize or anything, to me, it's just empty words. It makes you feel better as a person. Has no really validation to it.
It kind of reminds me of like if someone dies and I see a Facebook post with like thoughts and prayers. I'm like, send them some money for the funeral. What is thoughts and prayers going to do?
It does.
There's a GoFundMe link right there.
They got kids. Save up for their kids. Put something towards their kids' education.
They don't do. They just want to say, "Oh, I feel so bad."
It's social acceptance that I feel better about myself.
But do they feel? That's why I don't comment. I don't feel bad. Your cousin died. I don't know him. Why the fuck would I feel bad? I don't really know you. You just happen to be someone on my Facebook. I don't.
Like you could feel bad because I think we all have had somebody pass. I can feel sorry for you as a person, what you're going through,
right?
But to sit here and say, "Oh, I feel," because I don't know what your relationship really was with that person. I don't know what you really thought of that person. I don't know maybe how you going through this and dealing with it. But I guess I can feel. I would say empathy.
What are feelings? Let's get it real. Physical, emotional experiences that can be caused by physical sensations or emotional experiences. They can help us understand ourselves and navigate relationship. That's not really a good definition.
It's broad, ain't it?
Very broad.
It is.
Anger, fear, sadness, disgust. We had a whole wheel of feelings. Here's what I'm saying. Oh, there's the wheel of feelings.
Yeah, we do feelings. We do feelings Friday.
Feelings has multiple definitions. Maybe I am broken. Some people said
No,
I'm broken.
I think okay, perfect. We have feelings Friday, right?
Uh-huh.
We discuss our feelings, but we also give why we feel that way and solutions to our feelings. What are we going to do better, or what are we going to do next week so that we don't feel this way?
See,
It's a solution based problem.
I'm so grateful just to be alive. And so
I understand.
any barrier that or, bump in the road that I come across that someone else that doesn't share past experiences with me may be like, oh my God, I can't deal with this. My car got stolen last year. Someone stole my car. Why is this happening to me? I just can't live life. I'm like, well, fuck. I got my car. I got insurance. I'll get a new one. Or I work hard and I'll get a different one if I don't have insurance. Whatever the case is.
So you would say those people aren't emotionally intelligent.
Or maybe I'm just super logical.
It's not super logical. You're just logical.
Here's the thing. Because feelings are not a factor in I'm disciplined. Feelings are not a factor in discipline. For example, as a soldier in the military, you have to do 1, 2, 3, and you have this time frame to do it in. Feelings don't factor in to whether you accomplish that or not.
Right, but feelings factor into whether you feel scared, whether you feel afraid, whether you feel emboldened to go out there and do something, whether you feel frustrated at something, an order that was given. Those are still feelings.
So the military taught us how to kind of strip us of feelings. Just do what you're told when you're told to do it, and you're golden. So maybe that's a problem. On top of that, a lot of emotional trauma when I was a child. Bro, I was, I didn't miss high school. I missed most of middle school. Parts here and there, elementary school, locked up. Crying. So I maybe I've had all the amount of sadness someone should have in a whole lifetime just in my childhood. And now that I'm...
Or maybe you don't know how to deal with your emotions.
They're not there. They're not there.
You might be scared to deal with those type of emotions.
No, I'm not.
You never know. I'm just putting it out there. To where, a logical person can confront those emotions. Yeah, when I was a kid, I did this, and, maybe I should have reacted in this way instead of this way.
Oh, I can say alternatives I should have, or if I can go back in time, I would.
What about now? Instead of being like, I don't want to deal with that. Maybe you don't want to deal with it because it's too emotional for you instead of just dealing with it.
I will deal with anything that's in front of me.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
For example, hear me out. Mm-hmm. I got a teenager.
Yeah.
He going through some rough times with his girlfriend.
Okay.
16-year-old.
Yeah.
Trust issues, Instagram. The girl's following her ex on TikTok or something.
Okay.
And he has trust issues. And hear me. For me, in my mind, it's so insignificant to the rest of your life. Dealing with these emotions of jealousy and envy but what I did say was
really because you
out.
went through a state where you was going through these emotional problems and
I know. That's exactly what I told him. I said, but I spent a week or two or more crying over a girl. Didn't want to eat, didn't want to go to work, I didn't want to do nothing. The only thing that made me feel better was talking about her to friends or family or talking to her. I dealt with it.
you went through it.
I went through it.
Right. But you went through it in your emotional state. Meaning
at that point I was already hardened. A little bit. Bro, because I was 16. I was locked up from 12.
You was emotionally invested in that.
Oh, yeah.
I know how you was emotionally invested even after, but that's more a little detail. So your emotions were spiraling at that moment. Mm-hmm. And due to those emotions spiraling, not being able to control those emotions or having those emotions, you went through a period where you was looking for a way to express those emotions.
Right.
And that's what your 16 is looking for, is a way to express those emotions. Where you be like, it's not a big deal. I went through it. You need to do this, that, and the third. Me personally, I would just let them vent. I wouldn't say I understand or I feel what you're going through. I just let them vent. Most people just want to be heard. I don't know what they're going through. I can't feel that because my experience is a lot different or might be a lot different than yours. What you accept it might not be what I accept. So you probably accept, your girlfriend or wife having a TikTok and following that exes, and he might not be okay with it.
Right.
It's just what you accept and what you don't accept.
Reflecting back on feelings, I think since I went through that, I blocked that part off. I said, never again, right?
Yeah.
And especially after going to overseas, coming back, just grateful to be alive. I'm like, why would I even ever... Oh, there you go. Show them how you tie that cherry stem up.
That mug is good, too.
You ate the whole cherry? No, they got seeds in it?
No.
You sure?
I don't know. I don't taste no seed. Guess you ate that. Look at you. You ought to try that strain. Go ahead. I just feel people use feelings as a way to be socially acceptable.
Not. But what if they actually just feel that way without social acceptability? Bro, it's not really socially acceptable.
It's not socially acceptable to be mad and angry, especially if you're a black man. Trust me, it's not.
You can't be mad or angry?
No. Black man or black woman, no.
You get the police called on you.
Or you're looked at as violent, hostile. A threat. I could be the same white person and I'm looked at as like, oh, I can do this.
You all right, bro?
I could be, yeah, you good. How can we make it better? It's just facts, bro. I see it all the time, especially in the field I'm in.
In 2025,
I see it all the time. People want to hide the feeling that this occurs, but it does. When a black person is very angry or upset, they get a whole set of rules placed on them. Whereas if it's the other way around, they're sympathized with.
but both black and non-blacks have the same feelings. Feelings are feelings, right?
They should be. But it's how you express those feelings that determine how people often look at you.
You mean white people?
Or just in general. It don't even have to be white people, I don't
Because
believe.
people, I think, are preconditioned to be scared of black people already.
And I don't know why. And I don't think it's a fear of black people. I think it's a fear of knowing the history and everything black people went through. And they use that as a way to say, I'm scared of these people because I feel like they're going to do what my ancestors have done, or they feel like they should get back at people. But as we've known throughout history, we've been the most peaceful people. We've supported the most throughout history. We've just supported everybody. It's crazy. LGBTQ, we support them.
I mean,
This deportation, a lot of us is supporting them. We support a lot of people, but people are scared of us on every side of the field. Why is that? It's crazy to me. It's mind-boggling.
Now hear me out.
Go ahead. I'm hearing. Here's hoping. Accepting.
I don't know how to say this.
Go ahead.
What you just said reminded me of. Now I'm gonna be that guy, the white guy, right?
Go ahead.
I don't normally feel the need to, but since there's people that don't know me,
All right.
I'm not racist. But we'll start there.
All right. Go ahead.
I was watching the movie series Planet of the Apes,
And that's what. Oh my God.
now the humans that had control of these big gorillas, I know they were scared of them, but as long as they felt like they controlled that gorilla in the hierarchy of, hey, we're human, you're a gorilla, was still in line, everything was good. But as soon as a gorilla or a chimpanzee or orangutan got out of line, no, we're still up here. And I feel like that's how a lot of white people feel.
But the difference with that analogy is that even when given the opportunity, we have always been the characters of love, peace, and harmony. For some reason, I don't understand why black people stand up there and pledge allegiance to a flag, knowing that the song was written by a slave master or a known racist, but we still do it.
You don't pledge allegiance?
Hell nah. I respect America as a whole, as a country, but I'm not about to sit up here and sing this song that I know. Come on, that's crazy.
Everyone in charge of me in the Army was not white. Let's just say that.
But that's indoctrination. That's indoctrination.
What do you mean?
To stand up there and sing a song knowing what that song represents, knowing who it represents.
Maybe knowing what it represented in 50-something. 1765, somewhere in there. 1700s, when the country was created. But now knowing what it represents in 2025 should
What
be
does it
more of a
represent?
unity. I mean, in the military, it represents, hey, we one team. I have to trust black people to save my life just like they have to trust white people to save
But that has nothing to do with why the intentions behind it.
It's equality. I've never seen racism in the military. Because we know...
I don't know. I ain't in the military.
We know, especially if you go to deploy overseas and you're in the middle of a war, it don't matter what color you are, if you have the same flag on your shoulder, you got that other person. I haven't seen it in the military. So when we pledge allegiance as veterans, we're thinking about kind of brotherhood and bonds.
But you haven't seen it now. Doesn't mean that it didn't exist. Or you might have seen it hid, or you might have seen it in the back of your mind, but doesn't mean it exists. We got to remember that black people would sit to the front of the lines to fight the Civil War.
I was at the front of the line.
That's what I'm saying. During the Civil War,
times has changed.
We have to remember that black people sent. So we can't say that just didn't happen or it doesn't. I mean, it's just the harsh reality that if we want to unify, then why don't we make a unified song?
The end of this movie series, The Planet of the Apes. Not the old ones in the 70s, but the new ones.
I haven't watched the latest.
Oh, it's great.
Is it great?
It ends up with the monkeys actually owning the humans.
That's great.
I mean, it's karma, right? Oh, you put me in a zoo, you put me behind bars, you laughed at me, I was not your equal. Now I'm over you.
He said that's great.
That's karma.
I think it should be where they coexist.
That was Caesar's, who was never mind.
Yeah, I seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
We out of here.